Hi everyone, I am sitting on the base of a mountain here in Southern Vermont, a little bit outside of the town I live in Brattleboro, and we're gonna see if we can find any yummy spring things to forage. This time of year we start seeing, there's of course clover and dandelion, some baby plantains popping up, but I'm on the hunt for some ramps, and we're gonna talk all about harvesting them sustainably so they will be here for generations to come, and how you can cook them. Car graveyard. So we have made it to the wooded area where the ramps usually are, and climbing up. Ramps like to grow usually in pretty shaded, moist areas, and they're one of the first plants to come from spring. So I'm just gonna walk through some mucky mud. And I never tell my location for where I'm foraging ramps. A lot of foragers won't tell their locations for a lot of things, but especially the ones that are over foraged. So ramps are extremely over foraged, and you have to be incredibly careful. I'm navigating a mud pit right now. So ramps are wild leeks, and they are so delicious. They have these really yummy bulbs, but you don't eat the bulbs because that is killing the plant at its root source. And because they're being so over foraged, we just can't do that anymore if we want to have them around for years, generations to come. So they're really great. They kind of have like a leek, super garlicky, super sharp, amazing taste. You can dehydrate them into a powder and mix it with salt. You can make pesto with other wild greens like dandelion, plantain, or even just like lamb's quarters if you have any growing up already. Or you can even just mix it with spinach, arugula, basil, any green that you want. I'm just keeping my eyes peeled where I'm hiking. But I know that we're not here yet because this is the spot I come to most years when I'm not on crutches, which was the case last year, sadly. So you don't want to harvest the bulb. I highly recommend, please, if you ever see them at farmers markets or grocery stores, do not buy them if you see the whole plant with a bulb. We are only going to be taking one leaf per plant, and only if the spot looks like it is not being over harvested and that it's a healthy big patch. The only time it's okay is if you are not sure and you need to truly ID the plant. Ramps have some similar lookalikes, but I personally feel like they're not that close of a lookalike. But go with someone who you know and trust first, and don't start foraging wild food, especially mushrooms, until you really know what and trust what you're doing. I still always check that what I foraged is accurate. And it's the season that we need to be checking for ticks, wearing bug spray, essential oils, natural things, whatever you got. But still, no matter what you put on, always then check for ticks. Check your clothes, check your I'm wearing like socks, hiking boots, leggings, so there's no skin exposed up into my waist, but they can get anywhere. It's just so nice to be with the trees and the birds in the spring. Listening to the leaves from last year that are still hanging on, whispering in the breeze. I love Southern Vermont, and I love ramp season. I'm just looking around, taking it all in, listening to the snow melting, creating little mud creeks down the mountain in this beautiful pine forest. Gorgeous blue sky day. I think it's in the 60s. It hit 71 yesterday, which was really nice. And yeah, so ramps, you're only gonna pick one leaf per plant, and only if it's from a healthy patch that looks very, very abundant. And if you do pick the bulb to ID it, enjoy it, eat it up, yummy. You can also, if you are gonna pick the bulb to create a new patch in a similar look-alike environment, in like a shady, moist area, you can do that and create a new growth location that you can then forage from for years to come as it slowly grows. Because once you pick the full plant from the bulb, it's not going to come up. A lot of restaurants have foragers come because ramps can sell for at least $20 per pound wholesale to restaurants. So I think the lowest I've ever seen is $15 a pound wholesale, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. But sometimes they'll come with like just buckets, and you can tell they just dug up patches of the roots, and those are now lost to us. We're never going to get them back. So I refuse to buy ramps that have been picked from the bulb. I talk to foragers about that when they come. I talk to farmers markets and restaurants about it in a very kind way. And I think I see some popping up. So I'm gonna go explore, and I'll let you see when I get a little closer and confirm. So we're gonna see the first, hi tree branch, little sapling. That is our first little baby ramps. They are just starting to come up, but we're gonna leave those be because there are so many more. There they are. So this is quite a large patch. Does not look that touched, which is great. And it's also why I will not say where it is, because I want it to remain that way. Beautiful. Similar shaped leaf, but not a ramp. And it only has one leaf per plant. And I'm forgetting the name of it. So if you look at them side by side, ramps, 2 beautiful leaves, 1 leaf per plant, 1 leaf per plant. They're all babies right now. But the ones up further up the mountain are a little bigger. We're also gonna be careful not to step on our little friends. Look at all of them. Beautiful buddies. And these are young. They just must have popped up in like the past week. Ooh, mud. Oh. It's quite steep with no free hands. They just keep going and going. Oh, we love them. So let's see, can we see our ramp friends down here? They're little babies, so I'm gonna look for the bigger leaves, and I'll come back a different week. But we just want one, and that's really small, so not that big. 1 from each plant, not even each plant. I like to skip over. How beautiful. Flowers. So we're just gonna do one from a different plant. I'm gonna skip like every other plant. And again, these are babies, early. See how now, look at all of them. Beautiful. And then I'm only getting, so I brought scissors with me with my little basket. I'll get a better shot of that. All right. So I try not to step on these babies. Got my little basket. I brought a small little basket with me to intentionally not take too many. And we're just gonna pick one. You don't even need the scissors. And I'm not taking them from the really small plants, making sure I'm only getting the ramp leaves. see. And I do want to just show you one with the bulb. Very carefully. And this is just for IDing it. You don't want to be harvesting the plant this way. We'll save that for later. Let's see what else we can get. Just one from not even every plant. And again, these are babies, so I'm gonna come back another time, let them grow bigger. Ramp season only lasts about 2 to 3 weeks. And we're thanking the plants and we're loving the plants like little hippies because they're here for us, they're nourishing us. Mama Gaia taking care of us. So we need to take care of her in return. Whew, so we just got a really nice little basket of ramps and we're gonna make ramp pesto and ramp pesto pasta that I'll show you how to make. It's so yummy. I'll show you how to make the ramp pesto in my next video. I'm so happy. And I just have to remember to tick check when we get back. So important, especially because I laid my sweater down on the ground, which was not smart, but it's where I had to put it. And yeah, we just check and then we'll be all good. It definitely has never deterred me from coming outside and I've never had a problem, but that doesn't mean that I couldn't. You know, people are smart and they still get ticks on them or embedded in them because they are so teeny tiny. So safety first, friends. I don't want to see you suffering from any tick-borne illnesses. They're really nasty. I know, I mean, I feel like almost every other person I know has had some issue with ticks or limes or something like that. So be careful. But go outside and play and breathe in the trees. They love you so much. It's so nice out here. And eat wild food.